All right, let's just jump right into this explainer. Because today, we're unpacking a truly massive disconnect. We're looking at the staggering financial valuations we're seeing in AI and comparing them to the actual physical, logistical realities of data center infrastructure. Now, if you've been following the tech market even a little bit lately, you've definitely heard the breathless claims, right? The massive compute capacity coming online, the endless AI boom, the trillions of dollars in projected value. But when you actually dig into the physical supply chain and the real-world infrastructure, well, it points to a pretty startling reality. There is a very real, incredibly tangible bottleneck happening right down in the dirt, and honestly, it threatens this entire narrative of endless AI growth. So to wrap our heads around this whole house of cards, here's our roadmap. We're going to hit the data center illusion, then the GPU waiting game, the obsolescence trap, the AI startup squeeze, and finally, waiting for the crash. Starting right off with part 1, the data center illusion, PR announcements versus physical reality. Okay, so when we actually look at the physical foundation of these mega projects, a really clear pattern of exaggeration starts to emerge. Developers are absolutely using this intentionally fuzzy language to label partially constructed campuses as operational. I mean, tech giants will proudly announce that massive projects like Amazon's Project Rainier or Stargate Abilene are totally online. But the physical reality? Rainier only has 7 out of its 30 planned buildings actually working, and Abilene, literally just 2 buildings out of this massive planned campus. The media just runs with the headline that a multi-gigawatt facility is finished, when in reality, they've barely served an appetizer, let alone the whole meal. And this perfectly sets up a fascinating little accounting trick known as bill and hold. Hardware manufacturers will say to a hyperscaler, hey, go ahead and buy $20 billion worth of GPUs today. We'll just hold them in our warehouse until your data center is actually ready. This lets the hardware seller log astronomical sales right up front. It makes their balance sheet look incredible today, even though roughly 1 million GPUs are just sitting uselessly in Taiwanese warehouses. They aren't plugged in, they aren't running AI, and they definitely aren't generating a single cent of actual utility for the buyer. You know, we keep hearing about this $800 billion in capital expenditure, or CapEx, being touted by Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and Meta. It's a huge number, but analysts estimate that maybe, just maybe, only $200 billion of that has actually been deployed. The rest of it? It's mostly just sitting in deposits for construction firms that are staring down these years-long backlogs. So why does this matter to us? Because the capacity simply isn't coming online anywhere near as fast as the market is being led to believe. Which brings us to part 2, the GPU waiting game, and this massive time gap. Get a load of the harsh physical reality of this timeline. You buy the highly touted Blackwell GPUs today at month 1. In the absolute best-case scenario, it takes 18 to 24 months to build out the general data center. And honestly, if you don't already have the land and the power agreements locked in, you're looking at up to 3 full years, 36 months, just to get those chips installed and generating money. This severe time gap between acquiring the chips and actually finishing the concrete construction is something the market has entirely failed to price in. Moving right along to part 3, the obsolescence trap, or hardware incompatibility. This is where we hit a terrifying physical reality for AI investors: forced hardware obsolescence. The tech industry moves at light speed, right? But construction moves at the speed of pouring concrete. So think about this logical puzzle. If you finish a building in 3 years, why on earth would you install old Blackwell tech when the next generation, like Kyber-scale racks and Vera Rubin chips, have already hit the market? By the time your 36-month construction project is finally finished, Nvidia is going to have released at least 2 newer, vastly superior generations of chips. You're building a brand new multi-billion-dollar facility, but the very hardware you bought 3 years ago to put inside it is already obsolete. And worse yet, the new generations use entirely different rack scales and power setups. They are physically incompatible with the building you just spent 3 years designing for the old chips. It's a nightmare. Just look at Supermicro, a major original design manufacturer. Right now, they are sitting on over $1 billion in leftover Nvidia Beyond 100 GPUs simply because Oracle canceled an order and went with a competitor. Now, the public narrative is that every single chip is fought over tooth and nail. Yet here is a literal $1 billion of canceled, unsold hardware just hanging out. This suggests the demand is way more fragile and far more tied to the actual physical capacity to use the chips than anyone is admitting. All right, part 4, the AI startup squeeze. Startups are literally running out of space. So let's pivot to the tenants, the companies actually renting the space, like OpenAI and Anthropic. They're kind of acting like rich kids with their parents' credit cards right now. They're burning through massive amounts of cash, but they're rapidly running out of physical room to sprawl. Because data centers just aren't being built fast enough, these massively hyped startups literally have nowhere to put their models to generate outputs. So they're being forced into what analysts are brilliantly calling Franken computing situations, which are incredibly inefficient and vastly more expensive to operate. Take a look at Anthropic's Colossus One facility. It was rushed into existence in just 120 days. It totally bypasses standard infrastructure by relying on incredibly expensive, polluting gas turbines for power. Inside, it's a mismatched mess. You've got 220,000 older generation H100 chips stapled right alongside 20,000 newer Blackwells, which require entirely different, conflicting cooling systems. Look, a multi-billion-dollar AI darling wouldn't accept a facility this messy unless they were absolutely desperate for space, and the broader infrastructure market had completely failed to deliver. And the disconnect here is just wild. We are looking at a staggering gap between completely vibes-based trillion-dollar secondary market valuations and the actual sober revenues declared in legal affidavits. In the press, we hear these exciting whispers of companies like Anthropic banking $4 billion a month in annual recurring revenue. We see private valuations pushing $1.4 trillion across the sector. Yet, under oath, in recent legal proceedings, Anthropic's lifetime revenue up to March of this year was stated at just $5 billion. The math isn't mathing. These valuations are entirely speculative, built entirely on the assumption of infinite infrastructure growth that is currently choking on its own supply chain. Finally, part 5, waiting for the crash, and the financial triggers we need to watch. Look, it's one thing for a building to be delayed. It's another thing entirely for the bill to finally come due. Because these tech giants have only brought a fraction of their capacity online, they are racing toward a cliff where massive depreciation charges on unused GPUs are going to just devastate their balance sheets. When a company buys hardware, they have to spread the cost, or depreciate it, over its useful lifespan, which is usually around 6 years. But what happens if a massive chunk of that hardware is just sitting in a warehouse? The depreciation clock is still ticking. Analysts are warning that hyperscalers could soon face $15 to $40 billion a quarter in pure write-offs. That is money just vanishing from their bottom line for compute power that hasn't processed a single prompt. So the ultimate question we have to ask is, when does the physical reality of building and installing these GPUs finally collide with the speculative fantasy of the stock market? Right now, the AI market is kind of operating in this state of suspended animation where everyone is just agreeing to believe the massive valuations. But at some point, someone is going to need a real dollar. Someone is going to demand to see an actual return on investment, where the money coming out is greater than the money going in. According to market analysts, there are 3 horsemen we need to watch out for. First, if a data center that is currently in process gets canceled. Second, and this is an even bigger red flag, if a heavily publicized planned data center gets scrapped entirely. And third, the ultimate signal, if a fully finished facility is shut down and sold for parts. The second you see any of these 3 physical events happen, the era of smiles ends. It means the underlying startup tenants can no longer afford the rent, and that venture capital subsidizing their incredible computing bills has finally dried up. I want to leave you with this final thought. Since these massive data centers rely entirely on private credit and debt, what happens to the whole ecosystem the exact second the banks look at the real-world construction delays and just refuse to sign the checks? These multi-billion-dollar concrete facilities are mostly funded by debt from private credit, stuff that's often tied to insurance funds and retirements. If the banks get nervous about the lack of revenue and these massive delays, they'll stop issuing debt. Without debt, data centers don't get built. If they don't get built, the hardware doesn't get sold. The physical realities of the dirt will inevitably govern the dollar signs. Keep a close eye on the construction sites, not just the stock tickers. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.